Hi guys, it's Heather, the Imperfectly Perfect Stitcher. Welcome to my channel. I'm really glad to be back. It's been a crazy couple of weeks since I saw you or you saw me last. I think I've had four doula babies since our last video, 2 of them in the last 48 hours. So it's been a little crazy in a good way. It's been a lot of fun. Thankfully, all of these births were really short, sweet, to the point. Babies come out healthy moms. So it's a good couple of weeks. I haven't done a video since before Christmas. So I've got a couple of things to show. This might be a slightly longer video for me. I'm not going to do an end of year review. I've only been stitching for about 9 months. Don't have a lot of finishes. Had a couple of last year, but you know, there's really no point in that for me. Not going to do the tag because I'm new, so everything's new to me. Everybody's new to me. I'm going to just turn you a little bit, try to get this light. I always have issues with lighting in here. I'm sorry. So what we are going to do is I want to do kind of like a whip parade, and that will tie into Year of Whips for next year, which I'm going to do, and talk to you a little bit about my plans for this year and some stuff that I got for Christmas and just stitchy kindness, progress updates. And at the end of this, I will announce who is going to receive the Past the Stash items that I posted my last video. So settle in. And I have notes, but not very good notes. So I think the first thing I want to talk about, and then I'll start showing stuff, I promise, is a little bit about this coming year. So I had all of these plans. I got all of these groups, you know, in all of these groups on Facebook. And then I threw away all my plans. Because once I establish too many goals or deadlines on myself, I tend to get very burnt out and don't want to work on stitching. And something else in line with that, I'm also trying to reset my life priorities just a little bit. You know, I'm a doula, I work another job. I love stitching. But my work needs to come first. And I've been noticing that my doula work has been getting less and less of my attention, not by a ton, just by a little bit, but enough to where I'm like, hold up. So I need to refocus a little bit. And I decided that I want to do Year of Whips because I want to focus on finishes. That's important to me. I was going to do Stitch from Stash, but I looked in the group, and for me, it's a little overwhelming. There's just a lot to keep track of, a lot of calculations to do. And when I was thinking about doing that, Year of Whips, looking at all the SALs and all the different groups like Mania and Soulful Stitching and Cross Stitch Finish Line and Full Coverage Fanatics, I was like, this is way too much for me to handle. I rarely post in Facebook groups anyway, and not for any other reason than I'm just lazy, I guess. But to try to take all that on and keep up with my work and stitch for pleasure and keep it as a hobby, I needed to scale way back. So I'm going to be very elemental this year, I've decided. I'm going to do, like I said, Year of Whips, so I can keep myself on track. But I am totally okay if it ends up I don't do everything right and I don't get to be in the drawing. I'm okay with that, as long as I have seen substantial progress on my whips. So that's about all I'm going to really do. Not to say that I'm not going to start anything new this year, or I'm not going to, you know, splurge on a pattern here and there. But, you know, as we go through these whips, you're going to see I have enough to keep me busy this year, and I want to see progress on it. So that's what's going to happen. So what I'm going to do is, I've been doing videos for a little bit. I'm going to kind of use this one as like a baseline. So I'm not going to do a ton of editing. I'm not going to show you a lot of before pictures. I'm going to kind of just use this as my starting point. So in future videos, you can see progress. Is that cool? I hope so, because that's what's happening. So, the first thing, what should I do? What should I do? I think what I'll do, I'm going to just do a whip parade. And I think as I go through, I can show you, like, I got this for Christmas, or this was sent to me. And then and then include it, like, I'll let you know if it's part of my year of whips. Should have been better prepared, I think. Oh, well. Okay, so my first whip is something that I've currently been obsessed with. If you follow me on Instagram, thank you so much. I just recently had a giveaway on there because I had reached 500 followers on Instagram. And Courtney is Crafty won the giveaway, so she's finally going to receive a bunch of NeedleMinders. I'm so sorry, Courtney, if you're watching this, that they're so late. I had births, like babies were flying at me and I needed to sleep. So, but they're in the mail. But the reason I brought that up is because I just checked today and I am almost at 700 followers, which is blowing my mind. So thank you so much for following me there. If you don't, same handle at The Imperfectly Perfect Stitcher. You'll get a lot more updates from me. I'm trying to be more consistent with videos, but you know, babies come when they come, and you know, with a husband home full time and 2 kids, it's really hard to find filming time. If things change, things will change. I don't know. But anyways, my first whip, this is from Nikki's Creations Primitives, called House of Cooking. And this one is a little extra special to me because this is starting to make its rounds around the floss tube community. Itty Bitty Stitchy Brittany started this. After she completed it, she sent it to Abby, the Top Knot Stitcher, and then Abby did a giveaway on her Instagram, and I won it, so I have it. And after I'm done, I'll be sending it to Kimberly Butler at Stitch Adventure. But I started this, I want to say like a month ago. That's another thing I want to be better at this year, is remembering when I start and finish things. But I literally only put in, if you can see it, this little shelf right here, because I was just going to save it for Year of Whips. But then it started calling to me, and it has been calling to me and calling to me and calling to me. And I can't put it down. So I am here with it. I love this piece. It's so fun to stitch. It's so fun. I don't think I saved the thing that tells you what I'm stitching this on. I'll also be better about remembering fabrics and all of that good stuff. But this is 2/2, so I think it's on a 28 count something. But I think why it's so fun to stitch is because there's so many just like little pieces. Like these are flower pots, and I'm hoping to finish those today. But you know, it's just easy to sit down and do a window, finish the shelf, do the window. You know what I mean? So like each little motif was like a little finish. I'm almost done. So all that needs to be done is there's another flower pot, and then the flowers that go in it. That's all that's on the side. There's smoke that needs to come out of the chimney. There's like 5 random birds around, and then the words House of Cooking, and then I'll be done. This is supposed to be a Year of Whips piece, but I can't put it down, so it might get done before that. So yeah, there you go. If I finish this before the 18th, which is when the Year of Whips starts, I have plenty I can start to replace it with, but I actually have more than enough in my album. And if you go to Soulful Stitching, you can find my album. And the light's changing. All right. My next whip is one I haven't pulled out in a while. This one is my Donut Stitch, Snow White. I really love this. This is how much I have done. My goal is 1 page on this for Year of Whips. This one hasn't been calling to me as much as I thought it would, but when I pull it out, like I just want to stitch on it for days. So we'll see what happens. And I'm stitching this on an 18 count. It's called Weathered Roses, Ada. Yeah, Weathered Roses is the color. It's probably not going to come up, but it's like a dark dusty pink. NeedleMinder was sent to me from Nicole, the Buckeye Stitcher. So yeah, I'm excited to get more of that done. You'll see a running theme of larger projects. Guess I'm kind of drawn to BAPs. I don't know why, but I don't know, they're fun. Alright, what's the next one? Alright, the next one. So I'm not sure if you guys can get a hold of this anymore. I originally saw this on Jessie Marie Does Stuff. She did this in a book parade like a long time ago. She showed this. This is the Red Quaker Cross Stitch Sampler. It's by Needle Knowledge. And I was actually watching this on the TV on YouTube, and my husband walked in and said, "Oh, I like that. You should do it." So of course I printed it off and started it immediately. It's really pretty. And I did one little half motif and then got bored with it, or found something else I got into. Get these out so I can tell you what colors I'm using. And the cool thing about it is you can use any 2 colors you want. It's just, you know, find 2 that you like. So but randomly, let me start over. So I did one motif, got bored with it, and then found something else shiny. But then it called to me a while back, so I got a couple of more motifs. So I have this many done. I'd like to finish this year. This is going in my year of whips. And it's just so flippin' pretty, especially when you get that back stitching in. I mean, look at that. That's so pretty. And the reason this called to me is right here. You know if you've seen my videos, my doula work, I love to stitch anything that resembles a vulva. And there's 4 of them right there. Yep. That is exactly what you think it is. Courtesy of Michelle, Mitch Stitch, down in Australia, sent me that. And I love it. And of course it goes right on there. And I am using DMC 815 and DMC 3705. This is looking very orange right now, and it's definitely not that orange. Sorry about the lighting. Sorry, not sorry. It is what it is. I can only film when I can film, right? Alright, my next one is, you've seen this before and you will love it. All Family Portrait by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork by Anya Kai. I love it. I love it. Yes, I am stitching the background. I love owls. I have a little family of 4. I have an older kid, a younger kid. It's perfect, right? So here I am. I really love stitching on this, and this is why I want to focus on your whips. I love stitching on this, but I keep getting distracted by other things. So my goal is 2 pages on this year. We'll see. Definitely have this guy done, and if I can get the dad done, that would be great, but that would be a little bit more. That'd be like 3 pages. We'll see how that goes. I bought this NeedleMinder. I don't even know who it's from. I can post that below if you guys are really interested. Drew from Weasley Studios sent me that one. So they both go on here. Yes. All right. Next up. This one always makes me feel like a slacker. You know it. This one doesn't need any introduction. Fancy garden shed / outhouse. I gotta be honest. This one, not calling to me right now. And I think I figured out why. I had to go out and buy a bunch of floss for it, and I just haven't bobbinated it. And the blends and everything are kind of throwing me for a loop and having to convert from Anchor to DMC. So I just need to sit down and get into it. And I'll quickly finish this. But I put this in Euro Whips because I know I can get it done fast. That's all I have done. NeedleMinder is one of mine. But yeah, I'm just doing this on a 14 count Ada. It's that blue one that you get in a little package at Michael's. Really pretty, and I love seeing everybody else's. I like need to sit down and just knock it out one weekend, and I'll be done. Right, another year of whips is Satsuma Street. Don't know why I second guessed myself, but Satsuma Street, Pretty Little Paris. This I'm hoping will be a Christmas gift, but that's putting a deadline on myself, and we all know how much I love deadlines. This is on a 28 count even weave antique white, just one of those MCG textile dealios you get at Michael's or something. That's all I have done. I just did a quick little start to get qualified for Year of Whips, but I think I'm gonna really like stitching this. I actually really like this fabric. It's pretty. Another little NeedleMinder that Nicole, the Buckeye Stitcher, sent me, a little sheet. But this is trying to be calling, this has trying to, oh my god, I can't talk. This has been calling to me, but I've just not wanted to do anything other than House of Cooking. So we'll see how that goes. Next, Tiny Modernist. I haven't printed the other dealios. Christmas Stitch Along. I was all gung-ho on this when this thing came out. And then I kind of just petered out. I think I went too hard on it. But first part's done. And I've extended the snow. Sorry. That snow right there, I've extended it out. That's all I have done. It's so flippin' cute. I think I don't know what happened. I'm stitching this on, this is an 18 count Ada, done hand dyed by Kelly from the Dyed Panda. NeedleMinder from Delicious Threads. Yep, that's it. That I'm hoping to be done. I don't know when. That's the other thing. I'm not giving myself any like rotations right now. I'm just gonna kind of stitch what I want when I want, because that's what I do. All right, next whip. So this has a little story behind it. When I first started stitching, like, what did I find first was Full Coverage and Heaven and Earth Designs. I was at my parents' house looking through the website, and my mom saw this and said, "Oh, if I buy it for you, will you stitch it for me?" Sure, I say, no problem. Then I promptly forgot. She called me out a couple of weeks ago, so I have like 20 stitches, as you'll see. But this is Underwater Paradise, artwork by Jeff Wilkie, obviously charted by Michelle. Yeah, it's beautiful, and I think I'm actually going to have a lot of fun stitching it. I just have to get into it, because that's all I have. Yep. Squirt NeedleMinder was another one sent to me by Nicole, the Buckeye Stitcher. So my goal is a page this year. Oh, we'll see. My priorities are my L family and my space poster that we'll get to. That's for my house. What else was I going to say about that? I forgot. Okay, another Heaven and Earth Designs. This one I have to stitch because it's called Heather. Ooh. This may be a restart. I'm stitching this on, I want to say this is 25 count. Anyways, that's what I have, but it's 2/1, and I think it's way too thick. So I might start it over. We'll see. I might have to do a couple like, oh, and the NeedleMinder Meow Food. That's from No Name NeedleMinders. I might have to do a couple practice stitches just to see if I like one over 1/1 better. I feel like it's just becoming too chunky, and I think that's why I haven't gotten any further on her. All right. This one's over here. This one, I don't know if I have a picture, but it's pretty obvious what it says. Yeah. Found this just some random shop on Etsy. If you're interested, I'll find the name and link it below. Leave me a comment if that's what you want. This is a Merry Christmas one. I liked it because it was not the traditional Christmas colors. It's very, I want to say 70s. Just says Merry Christmas, and there's like 3 or 4 bobbly things. I don't know why I stopped on this either. These whip parades, man. It's true what they say. They get you all back in love with your pieces. All right, next item. Clouds Factory Christmas Advent. I seriously just thought I was going to whip this sucker out and have this as an advent calendar for my kids this year. I have 1 square and this next one started. I don't think I'm going to try to sell this for myself or anything. I don't know. The reason I petered out on this is because I'm not sure I love this fabric color. I hate the fabric, but the color, because it's so light. It's like a cream off-white Aida. And what makes me nervous about that is the snowflake is not going to show up. There's just a couple of things. This drum might have trouble. So I was halfway thinking of starting over, but I don't like to start over. So I think I'm going to, and then there's a polar bear guy. So I think I'm going to take some liberties with colors and just do my own thing on here. I have always been extremely hesitant to change things, but I've been getting better. All right, so this one is my new year, new start. I'm stitching this as a Sal with Michelle Fendi Stitchy. She probably was smarter than I by starting in the middle, but that's okay. So this is Halloween Quaker by Lila Studio. This is just my working copy. It's so freaking cool. I love it. Got really into it, and then I realized that it's really hard for me to stitch on this at night because the lighting sucks. So until I get that worked out, this is going to be a daytime only. But I got a good start. Delicious threads, NeedleMinder. This is that fabric. You've seen it in Michelle's video already, but this is mine. She dyed. It's beautiful. It's got purples and greens and oranges in it. And I actually really like stitching on it, but it was already a 25 count, 28 count. Nope, hold on, I can tell you. It was a 28 count Monaco. And so when she dyed it, it obviously shrunk a little bit. And this was my Christmas present to myself. I'm stitching this with the Called For Classic Colorworks. I need to get more. I ordered this from ABC Stitch Therapy online during their Cyber Week sale. They had a really good deal. 2 weeks later, hadn't heard anything, so I sent an email to check in hey, when's my stock coming? And they just replied that they didn't have all the Classic Colorworks in stock, and they were just waiting. So it'll get to you when you get to you. Okay, well, I wasn't in a hurry then. 2 weeks later, I emailed back, and still it's going to get to you when it gets to you. 10 more days, I emailed and said, I either need my stuff or I want to cancel my order because this is getting ridiculous. So they sent me what they had, plus I ordered fabric for, here, I'll just do this project, and the fabric. And I don't know if I'm ever going to get the other Classic Colorworks, but they told me that Classic Colorworks is all out of stock. Nobody has it, and it'll take a while. Well, I went on to 123 Stitch that day, ordered what I needed, and it was to me in 2 days. So I don't know if I'll be ordering from that ABC Stitch place anymore. All right, next whip is Spooky Row by Bent Creek. I won this pattern in a giveaway, like in Mania, like when I first started stitching, not knowing what I won, and then I realized, like, oh my god, Bent Creek is pretty cool. So I ordered fabric from that ABC Stitch Therapy. This is 28 count Jobelin color coffee. This is a fat quarter because it's long enough, and then I can do another row underneath, or another 2 rows underneath. I'm officially addicted to, I'm going to show you, don't worry, to these rows, and I'd like to do more of these Bent Creek Spooky rows, so I need to find those patterns, but I'm this far. I am not doing this in anything other than DMC. It's really hard to tell. I'm just doing, it gives you a conversion, but the letters, I liked the variegation, so I'm using my DMC variegated that I have. This is, hang on. DMC number 53. And I've been asked a couple of times where I'm finding this, and the answer is I found it in a pack at Joann's, but I believe Hobby Lobby sells the variegated DMCs individually. So there you go. All right, next whip. You've seen it, you love it. Armada Designs Class Schedule Stitch Along. Don't have a ton of progress. I ordered the thread and fabric pack, so this is picture this plus dusk. I'm this far. Have not done the first block yet. The class schedule header is in 725, I think is the called for color. The boxes I'm doing in my variegated number 90. 90? Yeah, 90. I have so much variegated thread. I bought 2 or 3 of those packs to do that cross for my mother-in-law. Ooh, which she loved, by the way. I gave it to her for Christmas and she lost her mind. I actually wasn't there because I had a birth in the wee hours of that morning. So when the boys went up to do Christmas with them, I couldn't go because I was waiting for the call and it came that night. So anyways, I haven't done the first block. And if I'm going to be very honest, it's because I was a little underwhelmed by the pattern when it came out. And I have just kind of been watching people's conversions and formulating my own ideas. I probably won't do anything super crazy. If you want good ideas, check out, if you go to the Facebook group, the Class Schedule Sal, people are showing some great things that they're doing. Abby, the Top Knot Stitcher, she converted the cat, and people are doing like outlines of what, because it's transfiguration. So Abby did like a outline of Professor McGonagall and then an outline of a rat for the goblet. It's cool. So I think I'm going to do some color things. I don't know. Right. Next whip. I got this for Christmas because I love it. And I gave my husband a wish list and he picked out what he liked. Frosted Pumpkin Woodland Sampler. I started it on Christmas, but again, I was waiting on a baby, and that really, it doesn't put me on edge. I have other things on my mind. I have to pack my bag. I need to try to rest and sleep. I have, make sure that my food is packed. So it was really hard for me to sit down and focus. So this is all I have. This is on DMC Charles Craft Irish Linen Even Weave 28 count tea-dyed. I got this at Michael's and I really like it. It looks a lot like the model. I'd like to get this done this year, but that would require a block a month, and I feel like I've already got a lot of block a month things I gotta do. So we'll see. Nope, second to last whip. This is Being Inspired I've shown this a lot of times. This one requires a lot of my concentration, and I just haven't had a lot of that lately. So I'm not super far. I'm right here. I finally have made some progress from my last video though. If you watched me at all, I finally outlined. I have a little bit more. All right, I thought the kids were home. Fill in this banner to do. I got bored of that, so I started outlining the next banner. As you've heard many other people say, doing the black first is the way to go, in my opinion. And then coloring it in. I think that's what Drew from Weasley Studios did, and he's having a great time doing that. But it's for some, because I'm doing this on a magazine, and I should just make a flippin' working copy. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to be able to highlight, and I haven't been, and I think that's what's holding me up on that. Okay, so that's the active. Oh no, one more. Doing Verde. I did. If you watch like my first or second video, I finished Azul. For my husband, and he has been begging me for months to finish this. He doesn't even know I'm this far. I've been kind of working on this in the car in between appointments and kids drop off and all that other funky stuff. So I'm kind of thinking after House of Cooking, just knocking this out. All right, that's all the whips. I did receive 2 more patterns for Christmas, and I have more stuff to show you. My husband also got me the Mandala Owl from Awesome Pattern Studio. I found this Etsy shop through Minty Stitcher, M-I-N-T-Y Stitcher. She did the Husky, I believe, and the Wolf, or the Wolf. I know she did the Wolf. I don't know if there's also a Husky. Anyways, I love owls, so yay. And I'm thinking about doing this on I have another fabric somewhere. On this. This Color and Cotton just came in the mail today from their Fabric of the Month Club. This is Oasis. It's a blue. Thinking of doing it on there. We'll see. I haven't decided 100%. Had another choice, but just right here. Oh, I'm going to show you another whip. Oh, sorry, you just looked at my head that long. So, Mandela Owl. I either wanted on last month's Cherry, or Oasis. I don't know. Votes? Let me know. We'll see. It'll probably be on the blue. I don't know. I like them both. And the last pattern I got for Christmas is, of course, Mandala Lotus. Don't have fabric picked out for that yet. If anything else, I might just do it on this, like, boring, what is this? 18 count off-white Beta. Just because it's on a white there, and I kind of like that. It's like pure and Lotus-y. Okay. I don't have a picture of the completed work for. One, because I'm trying not to link to it because I don't think it's super legit, especially after stitching on it. But you saw this in my first video. This is my retro space poster. Since you've seen it last, excuse me, I've started filling in this in and started working on more black. The only other style besides Year of Whips that I think I'm going to try to keep up with is the By the Numbers and Full Coverage Fanatics. And all that is 1,200 stitches a month on a pattern or on a whip. Has to be the same whip in the month, but you can rotate whips throughout the month. So this month is going to be this. My kids have been asking for it. I have 2 full pages done. I'm working on the 3rd. I'd like 2 more pages done this year. But it doesn't seem very promising. And I'm kind of trying to knock out a lot of these smaller whips So I don't have as many active whips. That's all the whips. Whip, 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 whip. I do want to say thank you to Kimberly Butler, Stitch Adventure. She showed something and I told her I loved it, and she said, oh, when I'm done, I'll send it to you. And she sent it to me, and it is Little House Needleworks, One More Stitch. So I'm definitely going to do that this year. Then she also sent me, and she didn't need to, Country Cottage Needleworks. This is called Stitching Time. Stitching Time. And I want to start this because I've got some variegated threads I want to use on it. Then she also sent me this Lizzie Kate Nevermore snippet. So thank you, Kimberly. I love every single one. I was like, my husband kind of thought I lost my mind because I was excited. So I'm going to start those at some point. I'm no rush. Okay, and then I also have this, and I'm now second guessing myself. I was going to do this pattern right here, this little Thanksgiving sampler, because I don't really have anything for Thanksgiving. But I've had zero desire to start it. So if I still have zero desire to start it, like in a month, I'm going to give it away. Comment for this. I actually won this in a giveaway in Mania again, like a while ago when I first started stitching, and I have not touched it. I actually forgot I had it, not calling to me, and it's the full kit. It's a Dimensions Gold. So if in a month or two I still have zero desire to start it, I will pass that along as well. I got this little kit for Christmas because my boys eventually will have a space room, and I have decided to go crazy and stitch all of the artwork in their room, but I don't love this pattern. But it actually comes with two, and I think I'm just going to do the rocket. I think that'll be cute. But who knows when. And honestly, that should take me like 2 days. Okay. I also have this Disney Dreams collection. This was going to be a gift for my mom for Christmas this year. Spent forever sorting all the threads and didn't touch it. The blends and the back stitching and all of that, not really calling to me. So that's going in the, if I don't want to stitch it in a couple months, it's going away pile. And then the only other thing I want to show, my pattern storage. Oh, I got a couple of things in here to show. Okay. I got this in a magazine. The magazine is going away today, but I'm keeping this because it had this metallic Madeira threads and a couple of cute patterns that I want to stitch. So that'll happen at some point. I ordered from Trisha at 3L Threads, her Soda Stitch Cray Cray Facebook group. Everybody went nuts. I decided not to do the Fairyland style because I didn't need to do that. But this one, I'm going to stitch Beauty and the Beast for, Michelle had mentioned that she wants to do a royal wedding style in May because Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are getting married. Prince, commoner, marriage, love it. And then I also ordered Snow White because no pattern can travel alone, and I love Snow White. Noelle from Stitchrovia. Love this. This is going to be my Christmas in July, and I'm going to make Drew from Weasley Studios do that with me. I also printed off this free pattern from Joyful Expressions. This is his name. I was going to do this for my brother and his wife, and they will love it. Sorry about the nose, but we'll see. We'll see if I get that far. That's not in the plans. And then the only other thing I have in here that may be in the plans is reindeer ABC. I accidentally ordered 2 of these, and I'd sent one of these Dimple Fishy on Instagram my other copy, and she has finished it, and I love it. So it got me motivated to maybe do it myself later. All right. Other things I have, that's it. Woo! Yeah. So there you go. So that's all the stuff I own. I have a couple more stashy things that I'm not going to show because I think that over the next month or 2, depending on how many videos I get to do, I'll be doing a lot more past the stash because I am just trying to take a good hard look at my stuff. And if I'm really not going to stitch it, I don't need to hold on to it. And if it really has no value to me, sentimentally, emotionally, I'm going to give it to somebody who would enjoy it. You know, this community has embraced me, and I've been given many wonderful gifts, a lot of which without I'd be bored and not being able to stitch a lot. And if I can pass that on to somebody else, my art's sitting in, then that's what I shall do. All right, let's give away some stuff, shall we? So I wrote down everybody. I'm sorry, I think I wrote this down 2 days ago. So if you've commented since then, you're not in the drawing, I apologize. Oh, sorry, before we give away things. I'm also going to do this year. Oh yeah, spring bouquet. Right in the middle. What is that? That's what I'm talking about. This is a magnet. It's totally going on my fridge. Drew sent me this a while back. Still in my plans. Just don't know when. And then I had bought this. This was going to be what I gave my son for Christmas this year, but I changed my mind and did a Stitchrovia pattern instead. So I think this is actually going to go in the possible giveaway. All right. So let me just talk about one more thing. StitchCon. I unfortunately am not going to StitchCon this year. I really, really wanted to, and I almost put down the deposit. This is what stopped me. I've decided that if I have a couple $100 to spend on a plane ticket, which I don't, that money would have to go towards my education. If you've been following me, you know I started a NeedleMinder group. I'll link that below. And all the proceeds of those sales are going to go to more product and then paying for, I want to become a lactation counselor and eventually become a childbirth educator. But those classes and certifications are very spendy. So I just could not justify dropping $400 on a round trip plane ticket, $75 on registration, however much on hotel, and, you know, of course, buying stuff there. If I have that money, which I don't, it would need to go to education. So I was really jealous, and I had a lot of issues, and I was like off of Instagram on the first because I just didn't want to see everybody's registration. But that's stupid, right? Like, I'm so excited for those of you that are going. Can't wait to see the videos. Can't wait to see all the live Instagrams, YouTubes, all of that. Have a blast, take tons of pictures, and hopefully I'm in a better place and I can go next year. That would be awesome, but until then, I'll live through you guys. Why did I bring that up? That just aligns with like my priorities in general. You know, I'm going to focus on my work and my kids and my home and my life, which we all do. I just personally allowed myself to get a little skewed, so I need to get myself back on track. Remember that stitching is a hobby that I love and makes me happy, and that I can spend just as much time on, but I need to invest in my career and not my hobby. So there you go. What else? That's it. Now we're going to give some stuff away, I promise. All right, so here's what I did, just so you know. I wrote down everybody. See? July, December, beehive, and this birdhouse kit. Let's just do that first since only one person entered. It's a counted cross stitch. The little kit comes with everything. The person who entered for that, Virpie, V-I-R-P-I-E-R, Virpie R. Girl, that's yours. Message me and I will get that out to you. You can, I don't know how to message on YouTube. Everybody keeps saying that. I have zero clue how that works. Instagram is better. And the next day or so, I'll go comment on your comment. Okay. All right. So the first thing was this magazine, the July issue of Cross Stitcher. It comes with this thing that, you know. So what I'm going to do is we got, what is that? An Echo situation for Christmas, and you can talk to Alexa. I'm going to ask her to pick a number. 7 people requested July. So 7. July 1 to 7. Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 7. Your random number between 1 and 7 is 5. So number 5. Number 5, Kimberly Butler. Kimberly Butler. You love July, you're getting July. All right. December, this magazine. I bought it on a whim thinking I was going to stitch everything in it, and I wasn't. This is the one where I'm keeping the metallic threads and the little insert, so I apologize. Reminder, you are just getting the magazine. So December, 6 people. Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 6. 6. Nina Hobby Site. Nina Hobby Site, congratulations. You are getting cross stitcher from December. Message me. It is yours. And I will send that out either tomorrow or Monday. Promise to be better. All right, the last one. Heart and Hand July Beehive. Thought I was going to stitch it. Actually, I thought I was going to go ahead and collect this whole thing, but not going to happen. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. See all this? I got to work through some big ass projects. All right. Again, 6 people asked for that. I had to do this here because I ran out of room. Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 6. Your random number between 1 and 6 is 5. 5 again, right here. Harry and Stitches. You're getting the beehive. Woohoo! Is that what I did? Yep. So that's all 4 of those. So congratulations to the winners. I think that's all I have. I don't have any shout outs because I got a little behind in Floss Tube because births and babies and life and Christmas. I've been slowly trying to catch up. I have not been commenting because I've been trying to catch up. I apologize, but I'm watching. I watch basically anybody and everybody. And if Michelle Bendy Stitchy shouts you out, you know I'm going to go find you. So, pen. I love watching Floss Tube. That's it. Oh, I don't have shout outs, but I do want to kind of shout out and thank Jen from Delicious Threads. When she heard that I had started a NeedleMinder business, she immediately messaged me and told me to ask her all the questions I want, which is super cool. And her advice has really helped me out. So thank you so much, Jen. That was pretty awesome of you. I was not expecting that. You know, the group isn't as active, my group, as I would like it to be, but that's my fault. I haven't been really posting in there. But I'll learn. You know what I mean? It's not an income generating business, but it's, you know, I want to get better. I actually really like making them. They're fun. What else? I think that's it. Not as long as I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. It's long enough. Don't know when I'll be back. Like I said, everybody's in the house all the time, which is fun, but it doesn't leave a lot of room for filming. But I hope to see some progress and hopefully a finish next time with that house of cooking, and then we'll go from there. Have a great weekend. Today's Friday, January 5th. This might not be up until the 6th or 7th, depending on how life goes. I have one more Mama Do this month, and then I'll kind of get a break. But It's not bad. Just I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'll remember when I turn it off. But have a great stitchy week. Follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be happy to follow you back. I love my stitchy feed. And I'll see you around. Have a good day.